Well, my editing skills are crap, but can the same thing be said about the Netflix original movie Project Power? Stick around and find out. Digga-digga-down and bound, digga-digga-down and bound, digga-digga-down and bound, digga-digga-down and bound, digga-digga-down and bound. All right. Hey, I'm Peter Franson from christiangeekcentral.com and Spirit Blade Productions. This is my uncut review of the Netflix original movie Project Power. The synopsis on IMDb says, on the streets of New Orleans, word begins to spread about a mysterious new pill that unlocks superpowers unique to each user. The catch, you don't know what will happen until you take it. While some develop bulletproof skin, invisibility, and super strength, others exhibit a deadlier reaction. But when the pill escalates crime within the city to dangerous levels, a local cop teams with a teenage dealer to fight power with power and risk taking the pill in order to track down and stop the group responsible for creating it. I actually took one sentence out of there that describes Jamie Foxx's character's role in the story, and I just omitted that because I think, it's better that you don't kind of know what's going on with him for the first, at least 20 to 30 minutes of this movie. Anyway, what is this animal? I would describe it as an action urban crime drama in a world with superpowers. It reminds me a bit conceptually of the DC hero Our Man, who took a Miraclo pill that for 1 hour each day could give him super strength and speed and jumping abilities and invulnerability, I think, as well. Except these pills can do a whole lot more than that, potentially, to someone, but only for 5 minutes. And you can, take them back to back, but there is some danger of overdose. Oh man, this is my life in quarantine. I have a bunch of these timers that have to remind me of different things. Anyway, I'm gonna have to try and get this done maybe before my snooze goes off again. It kind of takes X-Men a step closer to the ground level, where powers are messy as they are in X-Men. They don't always manifest in really clean, neat ways, and people don't always have control over them. Well, this takes that a step further. The powers can do weird, bad things to the person's body, or they can do harm to their body. In fact, taking the pill in some people just causes them to explode, and you never know until the first time you take that pill what it's going to do to you. So, and there's no costumes as well, so it's really playing, as other stories have before it, with the idea of what would superpowers look like in the real world without the costumes and the nicknames and stuff like that. The characters felt well motivated to me, and the pills were just one element among several, I think, that brought about frequent risky choices. And so I think that throughout the movie, in addition to the core characters being pretty well motivated, they also had frequently difficult choices. Am I going to play it straight with the law, or am I going to go rogue? And then also the choices of these pills. What's this pill going to do to me if I take it? There's danger involved. So there's a lot of kind of uncertainty in the obstacles they'll face, because whenever somebody takes a pill, you don't know what power is going to manifest. And so in addition to that nice sense of tension and motivated characters, there's also specifically a father-daughter element that adds some nice heart to the movie as well. It's got a nice pace for my taste. There's frequent action, and when there wasn't action, it otherwise felt constantly moving forward, either plot or character development. So I was never bored or tempted to check out. As far as the performances go, Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Jamie Foxx are the two big stars that are in this movie, and I thought their performances were both solid. They weren't doing any really groundbreaking, actor-y kind of stuff. For me, Dominic Fishback was the standout in this movie. She plays Robin, the street girl who's kind of caught up in all of this, and she's a good-hearted kid making a series of bad choices and getting into big trouble as a result, and I really just bought her performance. I think it probably also helped that I didn't recognize her from anything I might have seen her in before. So I love when movies can find great actors that are not recognizable, because all the more it helps me just kind of like enter into the fiction. As far as the stunts and visuals go, the visuals I thought in this movie were great, and the movie has lots of visual effects and stunts. It's not among the most spectacle-filled movies. I think the movies that really are known for their spectacle are still probably only going to be seen in theaters, at least the ones that are done with a level of polish that represents the current standards. But I also didn't feel like this movie was compromised for being a streaming service original. This is easily, as far as like the caliber of effects and the action sequences and stuff, I would easily expect this to be a theatrical release movie. The fight choreography and the action wasn't unusually creative or trend-setting, in my opinion, but it still felt every bit as good as a big theatrical action movie. Maybe not the biggest theatrical movies, the ones that are really standouts for their action and spectacle, but certainly in line with so many others. I'm just increasingly seeing parity between theatrical movies and some of the really top-running, front-running streaming services like Netflix and Amazon Prime. I'm just seeing a lot more parity in filmmaking quality, even in genres like this one that involve big effects and a stunt work that really requires a lot of budget. Now, as far as themes, is there anything of moral, philosophical, or spiritual significance going on in the themes of this thing that might trigger some worthwhile thought or conversation? I don't know. I had to search for it a little bit. I will say that it's common in many urban dramas for an adult character to encourage a younger character, or just an older character to encourage a character younger than them, to get off the streets, to clean up their act, and pursue life on kind of the straight and narrow path, as it were. And that theme is here also, and it's a good theme, but the message is mixed with a philosophy of self-worth and identity that's based on personal accomplishment, that's based in personal talents. In stories like this, there's often a marginalized underdog character that is devalued by the powers that be, or the people in the influential people in their lives, bosses, teachers, police, family, etc. So affirming the value of underdogs in our world is important, but it's harmful, I think, if we tie that value and significance to what they are good at or what they can potentially accomplish, which I think this movie does a bit. There's a moment where the kind of mentor character says to this girl, wanting to see her get off the streets and pursue a better life, how are you going to make your mark? So in other words, what are you going to be known for? Tying her potential worth in this world and in history to what she is known for by other people, how well she's known by other people for things. And her response is basically she's going to follow her dreams and she's going to rap. And, that's a very public-facing career that incredibly few find success in. And we get a lot of that kind of follow your dreams mantra in entertainment, have for decades in America. And usually those dreams involve something significant that you get a lot of attention for. I would have preferred if she was encouraged instead to find value and meaning in frankly, in the fact that God loves her and created her in His image. We're not going to see that in most movies, but I would love to have seen her be encouraged to invest in the people around her, starting with her sickly mom, and given a vision for her own worth that is completely independent of her talents or potential accomplishments. But again, admittedly, apart from acknowledging the value we have because of how God made us in His image, because of how God sacrificially loved us in Jesus, we're otherwise kind of stuck with a relativistic work-based concept of self-worth. Doing good things does not give us self-worth, significance, and purpose. Instead, we have worth, significance, and purpose already, and God is calling us to live our lives in light of that already established fact. All right, so I have no idea what your tastes are in movies, but if I were a time traveler, I'd go back in time and say, Peter, hey, this is your kind of movie. It's not worth paying for a month of Netflix all on its own, but take note of this movie and watch it the next time you think you have enough accumulated reasons to get Netflix for 1 month. It is worth your time and some of your money as a one-time viewing experience at least. You can get my spoiler-filled reactions to the big climax and the aftermath of Project Power today in my Spoiler Car video series. It's just one of many perks available for your support over at patreon.com/SpiritBlade Productions. Let's see, it's this one's rated R for violence, bloody images, drug content, and some language. Those are my comments. I would love to get get yours in the comments below. Please like, share, subscribe, click that bell. All those things are really helpful to me. I want to thank the Spirit Blade Insiders for making this review possible. You can get info about the benefits of joining at patreon.com/spiritbladeproductions. Then I hope you'll join us soon over at christiangeekcentral.com as we continue to geek out and seek the truth. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. We've got a ton going on here at Spirit Blade Productions and Christian Geek Central, including our in-depth Bible study for geeks, movie, game, and other entertainment reviews or commentary, live streams, Christian geek news, original audio dramas, and tons more. And on top of all that, you can become a Spirit Blade insider with an influential voice and get access to exclusive content and rewards. It's your involvement as a patron that will keep all of this going and growing, so I want to thank you for your consideration in that. For more information, please check out our Patreon page through the link below at patreon.com/spiritbladeproductions. Thanks for listening.